Night's incident near Alamoana Center. The information 2024 at approximately 9:15 p.m. HPD patrol officers were sent to an aggravated assault type case near the Alamoana Center. Based on the initial investigation, it was determined that the 25-year-old victim told witnesses that while she was walking on the sidewalk near Planet Fitness, an unknown male threw an unknown liquid on her that caused her skin and clothes to burn. The victim ran into Planet Fitness for help, where witnesses attempted to help her by pouring water on her until paramedics arrived. She sustained severe burns to her body and was taken to the hospital in critical condition, where she remains. The suspect was observed fleeing the scene on foot toward Kapiolani. At the time of the incident, the suspect was described as a male in his 20s, approximately 5 feet 8 inches tall, 160 to 180 pounds, medium build, wearing a black hooded jacket, camouflage pants, and a white face mask. He was last seen, though, however, being shirtless with a black backpack riding a bicycle from Kona Street onto Keamoku Street. Please keep in mind that this investigation is ongoing and some information may not be released at this time as it may hurt the integrity of our investigation. Anyone with information is asked to call 911 or Crime Stoppers. At this time, I'll take a few questions.
Would you characterize this as a random attack?
Right now, that's all under investigation. We're not too sure yet. We just got assigned it this morning.
And was she burned on her face?
It was on most of her front of her body.
This is the second chemical attack in less than a year. What's your message to the public, especially women, who's kind of like worried for their safety now since these attacks were made out to the public?
Well, the two attacks, we don't know if it's related. The first attack, obviously, a suspect was arrested in that case, and it was a domestic violence type of incident. This one, however, we're not sure yet, so we're still investigating.
But as far as safety tips for women?
Right now, I'm here to discuss the case of last night.
Would you say it was like a copycat thing?
That's too early to tell.
Would you tell me can you say it was acid used or you have to?
That's all going to be tested. The substance have to be tested. So it obviously was some type of chemical. We just don't know what kind yet.
Was the victim a visitor or a resident?
She lives here.
Was she conscious enough to describe the suspect?
When paramedics arrived, they did talk to her, but shortly after that, she became unconscious.
We're hearing that a business might have a possible suspect captured on their surveillance camera. Can you confirm that?
We're all looking into that right now. That's all part of our investigation. Once we get those, we can send that out to you guys as well.
Do you know where she had been prior to?
All part of our investigation right now. Okay?
Did we get the surveillance video?
If we have the surveillance video right now, you can't just grab it and say, here, this is him. We have to investigate, right? So once we get it and can confirm that is the suspect, we will share it with our PIOs, and then they can share it with all of you.
Were you able to get a clear picture of this face?
Like I said, that's all being reviewed under investigation. Okay?
But do you know how common it is in the U.S. these chemical attacks? I think that was something.
Oh, I don't have that kind of data right now. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was a rather quick news conference with Honolulu Police Department. They were set to discuss what they know and what they can tell us regarding the apparent chemical attack at Alamoana last night. Again, this all happened late last night between 9 and 10 o'clock. And what we do know is that a woman who was 25 years old was apparently splashed by an unknown male with an unknown liquid. Now, as you heard, Honolulu Police could not give a lot of information here. They often hold these press conferences and basically tell us what we have already found out from our police sources. When we try to ask them questions, they don't provide any new information really, and say it's under investigation, and we will come to find out as the investigation is ongoing. These are some images from the scene last night. This happened near the Planet Fitness on the sidewalk between Planet Fitness and the Target there. It is a very crowded area at the hour that it happened, though. We don't know how many people were on the sidewalk there. how many witnesses really, how many drivers on the road. But Honolulu police were called out last night and they are investigating this. Now, what we did learn from Honolulu police in that very, very brief news conference was that bystanders threw water on the victim and she remains in critical condition. She was taken to a hospital. Police are also saying that the unknown suspect fled the scene toward Kapi'olani on foot. He is only described as a man in his 20s, weighing between 160 to 180 pounds, and most of the burns were to the front part of her body. And police also were able to tell us that the victim is a woman who lives here. Now, I don't know if you folks could hear that, but our Jolani Martinez asked HPD if they had any message to women in light of this recent chemical attack. If you may remember, there was a second chemical, or the first, I should say, chemical attack, which happened last year in April. This was a case out of Mililani in which Divina Licon was training for a bodybuilding show when she was attacked by a man who she had apparently been seeing and felt a little uncomfortable about, and she was badly injured in this. And several months after this attack in Mililani, we spoke with her and she detailed some of the trauma that she underwent as a result of this. So this happened again in April, and now in light of the incident last night, this is the second chemical attack here on Oahu. So our Jolani Martinez tried to get a message from Honolulu police to women out there in light of these attacks, the second one happening at a gym as well. But as you heard, Honolulu police said they are simply here to talk about what happened last night, offering very few details. I do want to go ahead and play one soundbite from a witness that we interviewed on scene last night. Here's what he described the scene as.
Her face and body was splashed right there by the back cracks. She ran inside to wash it off. You know, it was very loud. And then on the way out on the stretcher, her face was messed up. It did some damage. So it's pretty horrible and shocking, really. And the way it makes me feel is is he still at large? These are things I don't know. I mean, was it a random attack? Was it personal? Could it happen to someone else at any time? You know, it's a scary thought here in Honolulu. An acid attack is the last thing I expected on a Tuesday night at Alamoana.
A very shocking and unexpected incident for sure. Once again, these are images from the Alamoana area, the Planet Fitness. It happened on that sidewalk. That's pretty much all we know, because Honolulu police say everything is under investigation and they cannot tell us any more to maintain the integrity of their investigation. Our Jolani Martinez was there at that press conference, and we'll have more coming up on later editions of Hawaii News Now. We're also working on gathering new